welcome back to another video, and welcome to your stimulus check update, stimulus package and infrastructure update, and daily news report. We actually have a lot of stuff that we need to cover. Yesterday we heard a lot from Democrats. We heard from President Biden. There's a lot of stuff we need to discuss there as well, but the main things are right now lawmakers are trying to discuss what they're going to do about taxes to fully fund the $3.5 trillion infrastructure bill, and they're trying to determine how much needs to go to the people that were hardest hit in this past year. Here's what I can tell you. There are talks on a new $1,400 stimulus check. However, they're not coming from Congress. Okay? I want to address that. I'll address that in a minute. We also are seeing there's talks of a $1,000 check to seniors. This is for people on Medicare, that they would get this, and this would help them pay for dental, vision, and hearing. Okay? There are also more talks on additional checks, about $600 stimulus checks. These are going to go to people in meatpacking plants, and we also have that $6 hazard pay. I want to be 100% clear. That $6 hazard pay is not per hour. That is $6 in total. That's going to go to about 3 million Americans that work in grocery stores. So there's a lot of stuff that's happening right now. There's a lot of talks on additional stimulus, additional money going out to the American people. But at the same time, what experts are telling us is the money, it's too little and it's being spread too far, too wide. It's going too broad. And what they are saying is that in order to actually get out of this and give the American people what they actually need, Congress has to pinpoint who actually deserves this money the most, and then they should take all that money combined, put it all together, and give larger checks to the American people, or this certain group of people. Who is that group of people? Well, according to many experts, that group of people is going to be about 25 million people strong. That's about how many people will get this. And that number could be somewhat high. They anticipate if we do see an additional stimulus check, survival check, American assistance, whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter. But what matters is it's going to be to the hardest hit individuals. And how do you determine that? It will be based off of last year's taxes. So if you received any unemployment income, that could potentially negatively impact you. Just be 100% clear. That could negatively impact you because of the additional $300 per week boost. So people that actually worked, okay? People that actually worked and were, grossly underpaid, were being paid minimum wage, those are the people that will most likely be getting an additional stimulus or survival check. Okay? Just want to put that out there. Now, yesterday, when House Representative centrist Democrat Josh Gottheimer was asked what in the House he would support, he stated that all that matters right now is that Speaker Nancy Pelosi agreed to. That's all that matters. What she agreed to is all that matters. He said that she committed to getting 51 votes in the Senate. Now, I bring this up because of this one thing. Many people keep on asking, why does Senator Joe Manchin have all this power? Why do I keep bringing him up? It's actually simply because of this. Right now, he's one of the few centrists in the Senate. So, according to reports, the goal is to just get this bill that the House is writing, get it passed in the Senate. The House is writing the bill to get it passed in the Senate, not in the House. And then they're going to ask all House Democrats to vote on this bill, vote in favor of this bill. And a lot of them are not open to this. But according to the reports, the goal right now is just to pass the $1.2 trillion bill, not even the $3.5 trillion infrastructure bill. The goal between Democrats right now, the majority of Democrats, is to pass the $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill and then they will determine if there's a need for the $3.5 trillion bill. But progressives say no, we are going to pass them both, or we will not vote in favor of that $1.2 trillion bill. And when Representative Josh Gottheimer was asked what he wants to see in this $3.5 trillion infrastructure bill in order to get his vote, in order to get centrist Democrats on board as well, he said they must fully reinstate the SALT tax deduction. He said, and I quote, "No salt, no dice." So, for him, it's all about the SALT tax, okay? But here's where things get a little bit interesting. There's a lot of different pieces being discussed right now. Republicans are fighting back against the immigration policy and the potential of rising inflation. That's something that we know. But we have also heard that President Biden is now open to the idea of adding more stimulus checks into this package. This is good news, right? New stimulus checks. This is great. When I first read this, I thought this is good. This is good. This is good news. We could see the American people get additional help. But here's where things get interesting. This isn't going to be for right now. What President Biden is in support of and has a huge support for is to add in automatic triggers that would provide the American people with an additional stimulus check in the event of another, not this one, in the event of a future. According to experts, they say that they anticipate another like event in the next 10 years. But when this came out the other day and news broke, many experts and some lawmakers were asking why so many are worried about the future. Why are so many people worried about the future? Which is kind of weird when they're asking this, but yet they're trying to work on infrastructure bills which would deal for the future. They say that we need to be more worried about the here and now. Give stimulus checks today when people are still hurting. Provide additional assistance today while people are still alive. And let's get out of one before we worry so much about what the next may or may not do. So, I think we've all agreed here on this channel that yes, we need to worry about today. Tomorrow isn't promised. There's no promises for tomorrow. So we need to worry about today. Well, right now, all of them are starting to agree that we aren't prepared, or we weren't prepared for this. We are not going to be prepared for the next, and more must be done for any future that we may face. And I agree. We do need to address that, but right now, it's all about today. The big news out this morning is from Democrats. Democrats say that they want to produce tangible benefits in people's lives, but according to experts, they want to produce these tangible benefits because of the upcoming midterm. That's what they want. Now, I don't think people that are really hurting, I don't think they care if Democrats are going to try to buy their votes. They're going to vote for whoever they want, and an additional stimulus check or survival check, or the report out this morning was a possible $1,000 cash voucher to seniors. I don't think people care how they get the money or why they're getting the money. They just want the money. And then they will reevaluate whether they're going to vote for a Democrat later on or not. Right now, $1,000 is not going to buy a vote. Not after the year we've had. $2,000, well, we're getting closer. But it's going to have to be a big, big check in order to buy somebody's vote. $1,000 is not going to do it. But that $1,000, according to many, say that this is going to help people pay for dental work, vision care, and hearing loss as well. So we'll see what happens there. But the good news is Democrats are pushing for more cash checks. But we will see what they actually, what they come to as far as the amount and who they could potentially be going to. We also been seeing a lot of reports lately in the past day or so regarding Congress talking about a new $1,400 stimulus check. Well, and this is to seniors. Here's what I want to break down. First off, $1,400 has never been discussed by Congress. A $1,000 check for seniors has been discussed, but according to a few aides, it's actually being discussed between $600 and $1,000 for the help to cover the cost of dental, vision, and hearing through Medicare. However, where is this $1,400 check coming from? Well, this is actually not true. This is actually, it's a petition, because Congress isn't talking about this yet. This is a petition that's actually coming from the Senior Citizens League. This was established like in 1992 or something like that, years ago. But they plan on contacting Congress soon in order to push them to give seniors an additional stimulus check. But as of right now, they don't have any plans of talking to Congress yet. It's sometime soon. That's all we know. What I can tell you is a lot of people are blowing this out of proportion, saying that senior citizens are going to get a $2,400 stimulus check. That's not technically true. Right now, Congress is just talking about $1,000. The other $1,400 is just coming from a petition. It's just a petition. That's it. Now, and I bring this up because we have another petition that was calling for $2,000 monthly recurring stimulus checks to all Americans. Well, that got like 3 million people to sign on it. But that's not going anywhere. We're not going to see a $2,000 monthly stimulus check to all Americans. So just because it's a petition, just because it's making the news, doesn't mean it's actually going to happen. Congress has other plans. But what I can tell you is yes, lawmakers are still considering something to those that were hardest hit. According to experts, these are going to be some type of survival type payments, and they will go to a very small group of people. Currently, experts are predicting they'll reach about 25 million people at the max, but that number is most likely too high. Some are expecting it's going to go anywhere between 10 to 15 million people will receive some form of survival payment, but that will be it. As we get more information there, I promise I will fill you in on that update as well. And in news, the Los Angeles School District is now going to require all students 12 years and older to be in order to continue attending school. This is something that we've been seeing start to pop up across the United States, and many experts are anticipating we will see more school districts start to impose this mandate as well. But this is one of the largest school districts in the country to enforce it so far, so I wanted to just bring that to your attention, because as some of these larger districts start to mandate these things, well, others start to follow. So just want you to be aware of this. We also know yesterday President Biden, he actually he said that he is going to mandate that all employers with 100 employees or more will now be required to their employees or test them weekly. But here's the thing that you may not know. What we are seeing is that President Biden laid it out in a way that the employer would have to continue to pay you when you go and take or they will have to pay you when you go get, so they're putting it on the employer. So now the employer has to decide, okay, am I okay with paying you one time and pushing you to go get, or will I have to pay you every single week while you go take a test? Now the test isn't very long, but it could be long enough for the employer to say, you know what, we'll see what happens there. There are a lot of small businesses that are pushing back against this. Though the fight right now is, how are you even going to, go and see if employers are doing this? Well, it's actually going to be pushed over to OSHA. OSHA will be expected to go and pretty much review different cases. But right now they're saying the violation is going to be about $14,000 per violation. And according to reports, OSHA is so understaffed right now that they actually only have one inspector for every 83,000 workers, which means, according to one estimate, it would take OSHA 160 years to inspect every workplace based on these mandates. So right now it does not look like if you have a business with over 100 employees and you do not require weekly testing, chances are you would never, and odds are, not chances, odds are, you would never be even inspected and nobody would ever know. But we will see what happens because this is the new mandate. We will see when this goes into effect. But what I can tell you right now is things are changing. So as they do, I promise I'll fill you in on all the latest news and updates. Again, just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your Friday. If you're doing anything fun this weekend, let me know what you're doing down in the comment section below. I'll probably just be working, spending time with my kids, my wife, and kind of hanging out the house. So again, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you guys on the next one.